Before I get started with the story, let me give a shout out to a great black shark for sending this story to me. And what obsessed me more so about this story, well, more than almost more than the story itself, because trust me, the story is a tragedy, is the fact that I'm just now learning about it. The story I'm talking about, when it got sent to me, I'm thinking that this happened probably within the last week or probably even in the last month. This story came out back in October. And usually I don't reach far back to do stories like this unless it's an update to a story that I'm currently keeping track of. But this one I had to talk about because it's lining right up with a series of videos that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks of black people being found dead in water or near water. But this one is a plot twist because, as you can see, unlike the previous ones that I've been talking about, this one involves a female. And her name is Taleah Lowe. She was 18 years old, and she basically went out with some people. And by the way, the two people she went out with were two white girls, and they even have their names, Rachel Paulson and Chloe Ward. And they said that she was found on October 14th in Lake Michigan, and they tried to rule it as a drowning. But many, and even myself included, are saying, nah. How is it that she's dead and the two white girls that she went off with are still alive? So as we can see, this unfortunate marathon is continuing. An 18-year-old black woman has tragically passed away from drowning, allegedly, in Lake Michigan on October 14th. The drowning victim has been identified as Taleah Lowe, according to the Muskegon Chronicle. The first responders received a call at 10:48 p.m. that a woman was struggling in rip currents in the water off the Pierre Marquette Park Beach. Muskegon Fire Department rescuers were on the water, actively searching within 10 minutes of being dispatched, the Michigan Professional Firefighters Union stated in an online news release. Muskegon Fire Department, Norton Shores Fire Department, and Muskegon County Sheriff's Department dive teams went searching for the young woman. The U.S. Coast Guard also joined the search for the missing woman. Searches were conducted continuously and systematically and at serious risk to responders until the victim was located, the news release went on to say. These searches were conducted in the water, with rescuers searching by hand in the darkness, by boat using side-scan sonar technology, and by air. Around 1:30 a.m. Friday morning, the body of Taleah Lowe was found. An autopsy has been conducted, and the public is waiting to hear the results because some of her family members expect foul play. Lowe went to the beach with two of her classmates at Grand Valley State University. The names of the two individuals are Rachel Paulson and Chloe Ward. Taleah Lowe's cousin Isaiah Lane claims Paulson and Ward's stories aren't adding up on his Facebook account. He continues by saying, "How did all of you guys end up in a rip current and she's the only girl who died? Black at that, and Taleah was never the type to get in no Lake Michigan at 11 p.m. at night." The cousin is asking all the right questions. Lane also stated in the Facebook post that Paulson and Ward were trying to get the passcode to Lowe's phone, which he says her family still has not recovered, and packed up her clothes before they even found her body. Paulson started a GoFundMe page for Taleah Lowe a few days later after she passed. The account has raised $5,564. Lowe's family claims they haven't received any funds from that account. That's some weird stuff right there. There's a lot of stuff going on with this. Like, for them to not want to go after these two right here that wasn't like clearly with her, like, it's almost like they try to take their own insurance policy out on her. Muskegon Police Department recorded the incident as an accidental drowning, and the police report states there is nothing to indicate foul play per the campus police. Even after all the stuff that we just heard, them packing up her clothes, them trying to get into her phone, them starting a GoFundMe account up, raising almost $6,000, to which the family has not even seen one dime of it. And then the rest is basically social media posts. I'm not gonna read through those right there. But yeah, something is yeah, it's definitely, like the cousin said, it's definitely not adding up. Like, none of that is adding up. I'm gonna see if I can find anything else updated from from this incident right here. So I'm looking at an article that was posted by Fox 17 West Michigan that was posted on December 17, 2021, which is about 2 months later. And they're basically saying that they ruled her death as an accidental drowning. They said they were told Lowe's death occurred as a result of an accidental drowning. Public safety official says an autopsy revealed Lowe was unharmed in any other way, adding the Muskegon County Prosecutor's Office will not issue charges in the incident. Well, here you go. Yet again, we have another incident where a lonely black person has gone off with the majority. When I say the majority, I'm talking about PC people where they're outnumbered and they go missing in a body of water and it's ruled as an accident. That way they don't have to charge anybody with anything, and then they can move forward. So that means the family's not going to get no justice. They're not going to get any answers. They're pretty much going to be, this is the end. That is so messed up. This is like number 6 that I've done when it comes to black people being missing or dying in bodies of water. See, it's going to get to the point where black people, if you're going to go off and be with these individuals like that, you're going to have to put like a hidden body cam on you or something. I hope I'm not giving away the tricks of the trade, but you might have to like get a small little tiny cam installed on you somewhere that's waterproof and put that on you, and maybe do some kind of alert that if something happens to you, it can get back to the people, to your loved ones. That way they can indicate what's going on. It's getting to that point right now. You're going to have to wear a little small unidentifiable body cam like they do like when they go undercover and stuff like that. Or maybe, hell, even wear like a little small mic. I don't know. Because without something like that, they're always going to come up with this. I do not believe for one single solitary second that this was an accident. An accidental drowning. I don't believe it. The family doesn't believe it. Like, look at everything. She went out. They went out with them at that time of night. Like the cousin said, who goes out that late to go into a rip current? Like, who would just willingly do that? They packed her clothes up. They tried to get into her phone. They created a GoFundMe account that raised $5,564, to which the family didn't receive any money from it. So that means that they were raising money for themselves on the back of a dead woman. 2 little white... Man. I already know what y'all about to say in the comments. Why do black people continue to do this? I'm asking the same thing. Trust and believe. I'm asking the very same thing. Because now it's a pattern. And it's like an endless loop. It's not stopping. And the only way you can stop is if the person just stops. And I don't want to put the death of this woman onto herself. But at the same time, we're seeing a reoccurring theme here. And it's one that I don't like. And it's like, I wish I could get into the heads, into the minds, into the ears of several young black people, because I'm realizing these people are young. She was only 18. Remember, I just recently did one on a boy who was 14. Then you had the one on the guy who went on the hunting trip. He was so far the oldest one that I've seen, because he was in his 30s. Like, something's got to give. Yes, it's a tragedy of what happened, but at the same time, I'm gonna need black people to, like I said in the previous video, to read the room. If you are the only black person that's there in a sea of PC, that's an issue to me. You should be worried. You have to, like, it's so many ways that I believe that this could be avoided. But the thing is, not everybody has my mindset, unfortunately, when it comes to something like this. I will say this. I do not believe that this was an accident. This, in my opinion, and in opinions of her family, and I'm sure many others who are aware of the story, do not believe that this woman died of an accident, of an accidental drowning. No, that's the same thing that they said about the black guy in South Carolina a couple years ago. And all them white people came back with a different story, and they actually believed every last story that they gave and just ruled it an accident. Did they even recover his body? Like, that's crazy. So, like, just like whenever you find a black person's been lynched, like literally hanging, oh, it was a suicide. That wasn't a suicide. Like I said, if you feel that you are going to be going out in crowds and everything like that, wear a little hidden mic or a little hidden camera somewhere. That way, if they're not smart enough to find it, then they can pull that and say, there's your evidence right there. But find a way to alert back to your family what's going on. Because then whoever's investigating it, quote unquote, will try to pull some underhanded things, because they could all be connected. Like, they literally just let them off the hook. I'm going to see if I can find the pictures of the two white girls that she was with, and those are going to go in the thumbnail so you can see what they look like. But all in all, at the end of the day, I do offer my condolences to the family of this woman. I don't like I know they hate the outcome. I hate the outcome that they've come up with, because I don't believe that she died of an accidental drowning. I don't. I believe she was taken out by them two palm-colored skanks. And I believe that whoever is so-called investigating it is connected to them somehow. And if they're not connected through relation, they're definitely connected through whiteness.